Oh, ahoy, hoy, and welcome to this week's episode, Things from the Flood. Take it away, Sarah. Just kidding. It's Burning Wheel.
Of course, of course.
I mean, the answer is tentacles. That's what
What?
takes it away every time. And
What if I
Things
said
from
that,
the Flood.
Connor, and then we just kicked you out of the stream and proceeded to...
God.
No, I would make Connor play one of the kids who got
Birgit.
sent.
Oh, Birgit, and then we
you
could
can
just
play Birgit.
bully him.
No, Birgit would fight back.
Okay, well, perfect. We took a short hiatus internationally, but now we're back. So, we're going to jump right into it after going through our bits so that you can all remember what we don't remember about our own characters. Hazel.
No problem. I'm playing Hazel, aka maybe Odelia. Probably. My beliefs are they're all new. Our new friends are up in arms about this Duchess, but are all terrified of confrontation. I must meet her to understand what we are dealing with. Belief number 2. I am so over this whole uncle thing. However, Brother Wirt suggested he was the uncle we were supposed to find. I'll play along to find out why he is so interested in us. Belief number 3, I seem to have been misled about my life. If Dad did those horrible things, who was Mom, and are our real parents actually gone? I hear there's a tiny man that knows things. I will get him to spill the beans.
I object on 2 counts.
Beans was bad.
Beans is the second objection.
Yes, what is your first objection?
I've already forgotten because beans threw me off. I was not expecting beans.
Perfect. That was the
but
plan
yeah, I
all
guess
along.
There we go. Congrats, Abby. It worked.
Okay, Ada.
All right. Mine are all new as well. So, we need to find the lunar oleander. I will do what Frederick asks if he's able to help us. Number 2, we should hide from the Duchess in Kryshi. I'll make sure we reach it and stay for a little while. Belief number 3, somehow I must figure out what the heat of spring is. Perhaps there is a wise woman in Kryshi I can find. That's it. That's all she wrote. Kryshi, Kryshi, Kryshi.
Brother Wirt.
The only change is to my first belief. So the Duchess referred to an antiquated abbey of the faith. I must unearth the location of this hallowed ground.
On water, I think you mean.
Yes. Impetuousness does not befit a monarch. Hazel needs to be taught better. Morrine and Alden are magically indispeased. Clotho is our only lead to reconstitute them.
Ragaire.
All right. There's a lot going on. Underwater abbeys, duchesses, regular bees, lunar oleanders, and vile hearts. I should investigate how all this ties together. I am the resident sorcery expert after all. I should help Hazel regain her memories by casually reintroducing the past. I'm pretty sure Odelia's in there somewhere from before. We are not at full strength. The Duchess should be avoided until we have the sword we need. So I'll help reforge the sword. Logan threw down a challenge, and I rose to it.
This is why I did no bees, because I knew Sarah would do all bees.
I feel really bad now for not reading mine the way I should. I could have gone antiquated abbey. Does not be
You have
fit
to
a
spell
monarch.
the word with B in it too. Did you appropriately spell for the bee pun?
I mean, I didn't appropriately spell the word indisbeased.
Well, there you go.
Does that one count?
That does count. My favorite part, Sarah, is I don't ever type your thing, so I just copy and paste. So if there's a typo, it's from your hands. And your old thing, you just didn't have the word "be." You just said the Duchess should avoid it.
I just got it, and I said, "Oh, B needs to be there."
Perfect. Okay.
I never make any mistakes ever. I don't know what you're talking about. All of this is slander and lies.
Okay. So, what is the sentence that happened last time? Reverse order. Ragaire.
We met Frederick, I'm calling him that now. Our resident woodsman who's hopefully going to help us find a lunar oleander, but he also was the man we knocked out when we were last in Yuzon.
Ada. No, Wirt. Oh, how
There
embarrassing.
you go. How embarrassing indeed. We went to the Duchess's former estate, now ruins, and I found a book detailing a weird number of things about the faith in the area that I need to learn more about.
Ada.
You know, Ada's having short and long-term memory loss right now. I think Ada learned last session that we needed the white oleander to get the song to power the song stone that needs to be used to forge the sword. So white oleander is primo importance currently. She learned that
Hazel.
at some point, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
That was the
for
last
sure.
session. You finished translating.
I learned that who I thought was my dad was big face, wide mouth, large eyes, dark figure.
That guy.
That's what I've written down.
And you
Perfect.
lived underwater.
Yeah.
No, she lived
I lived in
In a
a
castle.
castle
castle
underwater that
palace.
wasn't meant to be an underwater castle.
hmm Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So we left off. You were all inside of an inn. Does anyone remember what the name of the inn is for a fate? Too late. Okay.
I don't think I'm in the inn, or else I would have written it down. I'm
You're
pretty
not in
sure
the inn?
I did not go in the inn.
Where are you?
She's in the out.
In the out, yep.
So who's in the inn?
I recall us leaving off at the Duchess's manor.
Nope.
Oh.
You were talking to Frederick the Bear.
We were talking. We had searched for Frederick the Bear.
Did we split
And
up?
I had found
Nope.
him.
Huh.
Nope, I don't think so.
You were all at the
That part of the
Duchess's house,
session.
We're
and
all
then you
suffering
went
long-term
into
memory.
Yuzon.
The Duchess has cast a wicked spell on us, and we remember nothing.
Okay, well, Ada and Ragaire are for sure talking to Frederick. The other two may or may not be in this location.
I think Wirt helped me find.
I do think that's true. I'm close to the inn. I just stayed outside because I remember that I had a plan. And it requires me to be outside.
Do you still have that plan?
I do.
Okay, perfect. So you're outside, everyone else is inside. We will start with you in conversation with Frederick the Bear. I think he had just clapped you on the
Clapped
shoulder.
me on the back, yeah.
Yep. And he said that you need to buy him a drink.
Buy you a drink? Now, Frederick, if I recall correctly, last time you were the one who had tied us up and thrown us in a shack. So I think if anyone owes me a drink, it's you.
Oh, little lady, you hit me in the head with a board. So if anyone buys
I
a
don't know
drink,
how
it
you
is
would
you
remember that.
buy Frederick drink. Buy the bear a drink.
Buy the bear a drink.
Wirt will buy everybody around.
Do you want to make an odd one resources check?
I sure do.
Can I help you with that Op 1 resources check?
If you'd like, I have resources for. So, I mean...
I have resources 1.
I have
Is that an
resources
advantage?
0.
Yeah, still counts as an advantage.
Base Ob 1. Oh, it's really there we go. 3.
Nice. You buy
Up,
everyone
up, up, up,
around.
up, 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 up.
Up.
There's a 6. We're rolling a fate.
Okay.
Does it matter? No. Now it's a 4.
Well,
There you go.
look at that. Why don't you save that luck for when you need it?
Because I have 16 fate to spend.
No, I meant the luck on your rolls for when you're making a big roll and
Oh, that's uncontrollable.
need to. Okay. Well, let's see. What do you get for a 4? You get something. You buy him the good stuff. And so he is he was already like friendly disposition, but now he is more than willing to help you because you bought him like some premium vintage. They had to go like dig it out of the cellar. They forgot it was back there.
It's the real well-aged shit.
It's not good, but it is strong.
Yes. That's all you can ask for
It's
in this
aged.
Yes.
That's equivalent.
Okay. So you buy this. Do you buy it for the group or for everyone in the establishment?
town. Everybody at the... Are we sitting at a bar or a table?
Yeah, he was at the bar. You guys joined him.
If there's anybody
many
else at the
people are
bar,
here?
they can have a drink as well.
Perfect.
But
Some
not the
people-
whole establishment.
Okay. Some people eye you skeptically and then take it. Okay. So you have his friendly disposition. What would you like to do with him?
Ada, raise your glass and say, well, bygones be bygones, Frederick. Cheers to a good drink. And then she kind of takes a big glug. And they make some strong stuff around here, Frederick. I
No,
see.
this is breakfast.
Yep. Oh, a man after my own heart. Now, we've heard. I've heard the surrounding forests pretty well. Pretty well,
nah.
maybe.
The bear know them better than anyone.
Oh, better than anyone, you say? Okay. Well, I don't want to, push you too hard, but I
Then
think that
don't.
I have a quarry.
Mm.
I have a treasure, a prize that I don't think even you can find.
Ugh. That no one can.
And takes another long sip. She says, "Have you heard of something called the white oleander?"
No, but I have heard of
The
the
lunar.
lunar.
The lunar.
Lunar, whatever.
I was waiting for you to say it so I could.
It takes another quick sip. Lunar oleander.
There's the lunar oleander. If it exists in the woods, I know of it. I don't know the name of every plant. What is this one? Is it special?
Well, you could say it's maybe more than just special, Frederick. But I think my friend Ragaire knows a little more about it.
You're
And it claps Ragaire on the back.
Okay,
Says,
small man.
Ragaire, tell
Tell me about
what
this
is
plant.
the white lunar oleander look like?
Ragaire panics. drinks a large gulp. He's like, well, I mean, it would be old since
Old
a
plant.
very old plant. Only it has flowers,
Okay.
probably special looking.
Blooms at night, maybe?
Like
We don't know.
pretty flower.
Probably pretty flower.
That's all the information you have. Pretty special flower. Oh,
That
in
is
the
all the
woods.
information we have. I don't remember if I already tried to do a roll to remember if I know anything about the lunar oleander.
You did. You
think
did not
you
get
did.
specifics. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, I don't remember if you failed or not, but you didn't know the specific plant, but you knew that it is like sometimes elves will have special plants that they do special things with. Generally,
Yeah.
It would be of
Can I make-
interest to any elves, Frederick,
Yeah.
in the area.
wait, what'd you say?
I think
It would.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
hear you say, Sean. What'd you say?
I said it would be of interest to any elves. We think it's related to an elvish magic.
So, magic elf bush with possible elf around. Pretty
Old.
special flower.
Yes.
Well, there might not be any actual elves around, but they could be around.
So you give me this information and request me take you straight to plant.
Yeah. Yeah. What's
Okay.
We were
wrong?
thinking this could be a collaborative spitballing process where maybe we have to work through a couple different plants before we find the right one.
Oh, I think I know exactly plant you talk.
That sounds great. I love the confidence.
There should only be one of it. It should be like the only one of its kind. There's not like a thicket of lunar oleanders. You
Well,
know, it should-
okay. Then let me see if this sounds right to you. It is bush. It is old. Has flower at nighttime. Only.
Makes sense. I like
and
it.
Dead elf skeleton meditating, kneeling by it.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Perfect,
That's it.
the one.
Okay.
Frederick,
I did. Yep.
you are a
I
gem.
knew it when you came into this place. That skinny little skeleton of yours. I've seen it before.
Ragaire looks down at his skinny little skeleton.
You're just
Oh.
fine boned.
Okay, well, we got 2, maybe 3 days to go
In relation to Kryshi, where is it?
in the same general direction.
Oh, perfect. Sounds great.
Great.
So it's about a 2 or 3 day journey, you said, Frederick?
Yeah.
Okay, that shouldn't be too much trouble. The next question will be how long you need to meditate under their Ragaire.
I mean, that other skeletons are doing it for a while, I think.
They've reached enlightenment. They've transcended
They've
the
reached-
mortal plane.
They reached the end of something, their life.
I don't think I'm gonna know that until we get there, Ada.
Okay, well, I'll plan for what? You 3,
Yeah, there should be a girl coming with us too, I think.
4? Okay, so
We have
4
4
trip
people.
there, 3 trip back.
Your faith in me is
Yeah.
astonishing, Frederick.
4 trip there, 4 in the direction of Kryshi, actually.
You
We have
go
business.
to plant, then you go to Kryshi.
Yeah, we have business in
Okay.
Kryshi.
Well, I'm not going to Kryshi, but I can point you in the direction.
That should be good enough.
Okay. Why we leave now? That was
Yeah,
not question.
why not?
We are leaving now.
I thought we were friends. Friends listen to each other.
We are friends. Okay. He claps all 3 of you on the shoulder at once. What is going on outside,
Okay.
Hazel?
Yep.
You got a couple minutes before
Hmm.
they all come out.
No problem. I am going to try to cast Falcon Skin.
Ah, of course.
It takes 12 actions, which isn't super long. And while they're having this conversation, I want to do it double carefully and use those double carefullys on my fort test.
You can do things double carefully now?
Yeah.
What?
No, only sorcerers.
Oh.
Because you need it. Uh-oh. Okay. Sure. Do you know the odd for that? Or do I have to tell you
It's
the
ob
odd?
4.
Perfect. This is what I love about sorcery. I don't do anything. Abby tells me what she wants to do, how many dice she's rolling, and what the ob is.
I'll spend 1 per stone. See how it goes. Come on. Roll 20. I know
Come
you can do it.
on. I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't think it's
do
gonna
it.
do it.
Catastrophic failure.
Ooh.
Get that tack.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait. Roll trader.
oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, perfect.
Does this
Oh,
mean you're stuck in a half falcon form?
no, it
It's
does
worse
not.
than that,
It
potentially.
is worse than that. Okay.
Okay.
have
Failed
to do spell
casting. Roll a
failure.
d6.
Roll a D's.
I also need to know if I test because I think I do. But I'll look at that. 4.
Ugh,
Oh, that's
harmless
so
dissipation.
sad.
That was so sad.
After an incantation, blah blah blah. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Oop.
Perfect. So you just try to cast this, and maybe like as you're about to finish it, they open the door to leave and hit you with the door,
Yeah, and I
throwing off your
take no
concentration.
vortex, so that's perfect.
Yep. You get knocked down into the snow, and Frederick says, "Hey, watch it, little lady. There's a door here."
You watch the door.
Hazel. No,
I
it's
was
fine,
watching
Frederick.
door.
Anyways, Hazel, this is Frederick. Frederick, this is our 4th person.
Ah. Hello.
She needs extra care. She falls into snow easily.
Okay, well, there's a lot of snow where we're going, so maybe bring
Perfect.
face mask.
Face mask.
You spend a lot of time in snow, face get cold.
Especially
Words
phase
of
down.
wisdom. Truly, truly a genius for the ages. Anyways, we're heading out to find that oleander, Hazel, and then gonna just take a quick scenic detour to Kryshi.
Yeah,
What's in
scenic
Kryshi?
detour,
Great.
only like day out of way.
Exactly, right on the way. I'm sure it's easy to get back here if need be, and it keeps us even. It just gets us a little further from Hochen.
Why do we want to be further from Hochen? Ash is in Hochen. Around Hochen.
We don't know where Ash is,
He
really.
is wherever he needs to be to find a small person.
He's on the hunt.
I mean, Kryshi is the one place we haven't been in this godforsaken area, and maybe, for once, there's someone other than Frederick who's intelligent.
Ah,
Actually, speaking of Frederick, have you heard of any wise women, wise men in Kryshi? Any spiritual leaders, ancient yogis?
no, I've never been to Kryshi.
It's not that far, man.
I don't really have interest in going.
Why not? Is it a horrible
What?
place that we absolutely shouldn't go?
He gestures broadly at the surrounding town and says, "I'm sure it's fine."
What could be worse than a giant pile of rotting food?
I have business in woods and home in Yuzan.
Have you ever been to Hochen?
Yes,
Yes. It's a horrible
I've been
place that you should never
through
go.
its small, sad town.
Yep.
Bad mayor.
Yep.
He
Soon to
is
be fixed.
miserable.
Oh. Okay. Here we
That
go
was
then.
ominous.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Okay. The couple rules I just came up with after that comment. Let's keep ominous language to minimum. Okay. Oh, and
Set a
he's
couple rules.
second rule: no counting rules. Okay, let's go. And he just sort of starts heading down the road.
I
Guess that
thought
means we're
Ragaire
going.
follows.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
Okay, you guys make it. I mean, so this road is not as well traveled as the one from Hogan to Yuzon. If you will recall, this road sort of dead ends at Kryshi. It doesn't go through or to anywhere else. So the only people who take it are people who are going to Kryshi. Um, but it is not like a game trail. It is like a proper road. Um, you go the first day, pretty uneventful. Frederick points stuff out. He hunts for food for you all for the evening. He seems quite skilled. He'll say, "You keep going this way," and then he'll just sort of disappear into the woods, and then he'll meet back up with you when you're on the road further down. The general terrain is going sort of uphill. This whole place is like a valley, and this is sort of getting towards the further end of the valley, so you can see the mountains on either side is starting to get like closer to each other. Krishi's sort of at the point furthest into the valley. You can see it's probably like another day to Kryshi if you were to just stay on this road. But at the end of this night, you guys camp. It's uneventful, and the next morning, Frederick heads off into the woods and like makes for you all to follow him. You are departing the road. Somebody, Sarah, roll a d6.
Aw, I feel so loved.
You shouldn't.
I do though. Yay!
Ooh.
One is no.
No.
Perfect. How did I phrase this question?
How
Is
you
it-
can't change it afterwards.
No, I was remembering how I said it. I was going to say, is it blizzarding? No. So no, the weather is fine. So you make it in the 2 days rather than the 3 or 4 days. So you camp, we'll say, one more night, and he says the next morning you guys will get there pretty early in the morning. So we'll give you this time. Does anyone want to do anything sort of, I guess, on this trip or generally the night before?
Stay warm.
No, I don't think so. I think Ada just sort of chats with Frederick and sings some songs.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah, I don't think
then
I can do. I don't do much since I already tried to recall things about the lunar oleander.
Yep. Okay, well then the next morning, you guys make it there, like probably 30 minutes after you break camp. He's like, okay, this bush, this special elf bush, it is up here a ways. Very tranquil place. I don't know if we want to all go stomping in, but it's up there. Actually, we're gonna rewind. We're gonna go at nighttime, not in the morning.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yep.
Perfect. I
Um,
like that plan.
Flashback.
Flashback to when we correct. So he's like, okay, it's nighttime. I've only seen this bush with flowers at nighttime, so I brought you here at nighttime. So I guess it's up
You're
there.
always
Thank
thinking
you.
ahead,
Thank you,
Frederick. Thank
Frederick.
you.
That was so thoughtful of you.
Yeah,
You're
it
truly
also
a
just
gem.
happened to be the time we get here, so landed well.
Perfect. I'm gonna give you credit
How
for that
about-
too.
We'll set up a camp while you go check it out, Ragaire.
Sure.
Or I can go with you, but I don't want to interrupt the elven magic.
So I guess we should decide what's going to happen to elf things once elf sits under tree until dead.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll just get the
Where's this
tent set up
gorge?
for
What
now.
bridge for this gorge?
There's a bridge for every gorge, and the gorge is whether or not Ragaire is dying under the bush.
Yeah.
The bridge will be if I don't come back in like a day. Maybe you should go up and find me.
Okay, so you're going by yourself?
Sure.
Okay, so you head on up. So he points you in the direction. You mosey on up. You come to a clearing in the forest. This is pretty far off into the wood, so the trees are pretty thick here, but it is a large clearing, maybe like 30 feet across in diameter. And there's like a pretty almost like a not like if you set a bowl up, it's like a half sphere of this bush. Sort of like all starts from the bottom, grows out, and then it sort of grows back up together. Um, it has white flowers on it, and there's like a skeleton like slumped over in the middle of the bowl. Maybe there's like a light. Your special elf eyes can see like a light ray of moonlight hitting the bush.
Hitting the bush. I would like to investigate. Can I roll investigate, please, and have 3 questions? What happened here? Is it illegal?
The bones are definitely illegal.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that you need to sit in the center of that bush.
Occupied at the moment, yes.
Currently occupied, rude. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move the bones aside and I'm going to sit in the bush and see if anything happens. Respectfully.
Okay. You're just gonna sit quietly.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Brother Wirt has done something like this before, and I feel like I probably can imitate what he does.
You just have to
He-
ruminate, Sarah.
Yeah,
Just
ruminate, meditate,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Perfect. Well, you sit there. Nothing happens. Would you like to roll something?
I would like to roll all the things.
You all respectfully shove the bones out of the way.
I only shove with respect.
Let's see. Do you have a skill, or would you like some suggestions?
I could observe. What
Could observe.
suggestions do you have?
You could meditate.
I
You
could.
could.
I could learn meditation.
You could sing.
I could sing. Just regular
Um,
old singing, not special kind of singing.
yeah, like the skill sing.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
I think those two make sense. Yeah, I think those two would be the most straightforward.
I will sing. A little respectful song for the man whose bones I
A little
shoved.
ditty by Jack and Diane.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's. Oh, wow. Meditation is not at all what I thought it was. It's how to not sleep and instead meditate. Let's call it ob or.
An ob for sing. Well, that's hard. Let me do. All right, we're committed. We're committed to this.
Mhm.
I'll sing. Can I fork in conspicuous? Because I am trying to be loud enough, conspicuous enough that I am awakening the soul spirit of this lunar oleander. Like I'm not
We will say no, but if you will put it here on this pinky, and if you can't come up with anything better, I'll give it to
I would like to fork in roadwise because
Mm.
The
it is
lunar
vaguely
oleander is on a moon road.
an ancient elven moon road, which can no longer be seen except for those with elven eyes.
Mm.
Okay. Observation. I'm looking for reactions from the lunar oleander as I sing.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
fair.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll do that. And I get 5 and over, we get 2? Or is that.
Oh, that's for
Am I wrong?
helping.
Not
It's
for
for
forking.
helping,
Darn
not for
it.
forking.
Not for forking.
Is
What
sing
the fork?
open-ended or is sing?
It's
Sing
closed.
is just a regular old
Sing is
skill.
just a regular.
It's not open-ended. If I roll a spell song, then it is
Mhm.
open-ended. But
Okay.
uh, just general sing is got nothing attached to it. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. So I will sing
Are you
and
gonna
do
spend
it
any
carefully.
persona
Hold
or
on,
any
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it carefully. I'm gonna fork in observation,
Okay.
and
I'll
then
give you conspicuous.
you'll give me conspicuous. Thank you. And I'll do a
That way your
persona.
consequences, a wild beast attacks you.
That's fine. A wild beast can attack me.
Wild Duchess appears.
It's
And
a lunar
I
bee.
sit in this little oleander chair and I look at the moon and I dig deep for the song of my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's base ob 4, and I begin to sing.
Whoa! That's so good!
Wow, good job.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah.
I would like to keep that.
Let's see. You have a 6. If you want to read.
Don't
Oh
do
my
it,
gosh,
Sarah!
don't do it,
You're
Sarah.
always getting me to spend my fate.
And
The wrong person to spend it.
you can mark it as an advantage. Well, I'll say your degree of success here, you can use as an advantage when you actually try to sing this song.
So when we actually try to sing the song to forge the sword is what you're saying. So I already have one advantage now.
Yes.
Sure, what the heck? Fate is meant to.
Oh, yes. My goal is to get her to 0 fate.
The
It's not
only one
hard.
you'll ever be able to achieve that with.
I just like effectiveness. It's just I only reroll 1, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And as I see the bush glow or whatever it's doing start to gleam with iridescent light, I put all of my heart into it and I think of how we need to make that sword and I sing even louder. No.
Nope. Okay.
Doesn't
Perfect. So
like the
you're
loud noise.
singing, observing the moon, singing loud and conspicuously, and then you hear just a gentle voice from right in front of you say, "Are you just gonna sing at the moon all night?" And you look down, and there is an elf woman sitting, mirroring you in front of you.
Great. Are the bones gone?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm glad I was respectful when I shoved her bones away. And I say, I go, hello. Who are
Hello.
you?
I'm Nim.
Hi, Nim. I'm Ragaire. Do you know how to forge the sword of Summertide?
I see you're also on this quest. That is a quest I undertook in my day,
How did it go
many
for you?
hundreds of years ago. Well, it was a success, but I came back to attain more knowledge from the bush, and as you can see, didn't go very well.
Ragaire's like, okay, yeah, I want to avoid the bone situation, but
Mm,
learn the sword forging situation because somebody has the sword of Wintertide right now, and we need the sword of summer. We need to make the sword of Summertide
mm.
because it's been I don't know how long you've been out, but it's been winter for like way too long.
Ah, I am aware of Wintertide. That was the sword I helped make. Summer Song
Summer
lay out
song,
of
yeah.
reach. That was not a project I was on. Um,
What does Wintertide do exactly? Because we've seen it
Wintertide.
before.
know what the heat of spring is.
Wait, I'm getting a psychic message. Hold on, I'll get there. I'll get there.
What did you ask her before
I'm like,
you
what does
had a
the
fake
sword of
question? Oh,
Wintertide do? Or like why is it affecting winter in the land this way?
it is a powerful sword. We took the spirit of winter and bound it into a weapon. How one chooses to use that? Well, you should hope that it only ends up in a good person's hands.
It didn't. Definitely
Well,
didn't.
I
Why'd you
guess
make
I can
that?
be because we could.
Classic. Okay, great. The heat of spring. Heard rumors we might need that and some red
Mm,
gems and a vile person's heart. Any thoughts on what that could
heat
be?
of spring red gems. When we forged Wintertide, we had blue gems. I don't know what this heat of spring is. Um, we when we forged Wintertide, we had 3 ingredients of blue gems. It was uh, in our case, it was a uh, rock from the tallest mountain, which held the spirit of winter, and a song.
Okay, so no hearts. That bodes well. Um, okay, so you had a song. Was it a song specifically for Wintertide? Would you know the song to make Summertide? The
It
summer
was a
song.
duet, so I do know both parts.
Could you teach it?
I'll teach it to you, but I will ask you the same thing that the person who taught me asked of me,
Great. What is it?
and what you will probably ask of someone who comes to have you teach them that song.
Great.
Any who learns this song is destined to die here at this bush. It may not be now, it may not be in many years, but you'll return, and you
That's
will become these bones.
you know what? I'm in exile anyway, so dying by a bush is actually way better than any life that was planned for me.
Think of the plot armor you have if you're destined to die by this bush.
That is
I can't die
true.
now. I have to die by a bush.
One very specific bush.
It says,
Yes. What do I have to swear a blood oath? How does this work?
no, you must simply promise me. You can choose to break it, but that's on your conscience.
Great.
I was tasked with taking the bones of the prior occupant to a place of their choosing, and I will ask the same of you.
Lovely. Love that. Yeah. Where you want to go?
I do miss the beach dearly. I
The
would love
beach.
to hear the waves.
Mm. Any beach will do.
Long as there's waves.
Okay.
Spirits can't be picky.
Got it. Girl, I will take you to the beach of your
It
desires.
cannot be leaky, though. That's the one
God
qualification.
damn it. Sandy beach, yes. Leaky beach,
Yes.
no. Okay. Great. Ocean or fresh water? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You can't smell salt anyway.
Okay. Great. I will remove your bones to a beach of some sort, as long as it's not leaky.
Yes. Okay.
Great. Okay. And I swear the blood oath to return to the bush and become
The bones.
desiccated bones.
Maybe start
And
thinking about where you would like to end up.
yeah, I'll come up with my end of life plan.
It's never too early to start thinking
Your
about those
your bone
difficult
plan.
conversations.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Okay, Ragaire's on board with all of this.
Okay. She begins to sing this song. She starts singing a song about wintertide. And then she teaches you that part of it. And then she sings a second part of the duet about summer song. And they're sort of go together. They're sung both at the same time, and then they both let each other shine at different parts. It sort of cycles back and forth. Um, it is quite a beautiful song. It's pretty long as far as elf songs go. But she teaches it to you, and then she's like, "So you'll need the summer song part of that, unless
Okay.
you wish to forge Wintertide again. But I don't know if that's possible."
Yeah, that sounds complicated considering the spirit of winter is already living in another sword.
There's multiple spirits of winter.
Well, good. Well, would that be also true of multiple spirits of spring?
Probably. I'm
How
not
would one learn more
summer.
about these
I'm
spirits
not.
of
Yeah,
seasons?
I'm not season spirit wise. I'm only road wise.
Ugh, me too, girl. It's a real it's a real challenge.
Lunar
Right.
oleander wise.
Lunar oleander wise. Okay, great. How much can I tell, like, by how much the moon has moved? How much time has passed?
None.
No time.
You look up at the moon. It has not moved. You look back. There's bones back on the ground.
Okay. I pick up Nim and hold my cloak as a little pouch
Mhm.
and proceed to walk back down the path to where everybody was.
Okay. So Ragaire leaves. About 3 minutes later, Ragaire comes back
You get
with
lost?
Oh.
bones.
Ragaire, that was fast. What are did you do you need
got it.
bones?
I do need the bones. Yes, in fact, this is an elven
Those
thing.
you're right, Frederick. Those are quite slight bones.
You see, so dandy those bones.
Nim was a slender, young female elf and very healthy in her time. We talked. It's all great.
Are you a
And
doctor?
I can tell by the bones.
A medical professional?
I I saw her spirit. Anyway, it's not important.
You saw
got
her
the song.
spirit.
Yes. And I will also be that spirit. I can now only die under a white lunar oleander bush.
A or this one?
This I'm pretty sure there's only this one. But
Or is it wherever you die,
it
there will
might,
be a
yeah,
lunar
there's
oleander?
probably it could be that too.
I just reasoned my way out of this plot hole.
No! The plot armor has
The
cracked.
plot armor has cracked. He's like, don't mind. I just have to. These bones have to. This is part of the deal we struck. So this is. Y'all don't have to worry about the
So you're
burial.
bone guardian now.
Yeah, bone guardian. You're right. And we
cool gig.
should.
Are you all currently carrying around bones, or what did you do with those bones? You had a bag of bones at some
I
point.
think Morrine had that
bones.
bag of bones.
Morrine's had the
I
bag
don't
of
think
bones.
we have it anymore.
Yeah,
I
Morrine
think
had
Morrine
the bones.
Okay.
had the bones. Side
They
note,
got
it's
bead.
not outside of.
I
the
just wanted to
realm.
know how many complete skeletons you guys are carrying around at one time.
Only one.
Only
We have
one.
a strict limit.
Only one corpse at any time.
Which could become a problem because I think you're stuck with those bones for a while now.
I just gotta find a beach. With waves. That was my only parameter.
Ragaire, we're not near an ocean.
It doesn't have to be the ocean. It can be freshwater.
Lakes don't have waves normally.
Lakes
They
can have
do
waves if they're
with
big enough.
Yeah.
You know what kind of lake would be big enough to have waves? A lake with a castle in it.
Under it. Under it.
I'm
Hmm.
sure about that.
Yeah.
Well, good news. Good news, Ada. I now know the song we need to sing when we forge the sword.
Oh, that is good. Okay. That
I l-
was this was surprisingly easy. I don't know how I feel about this.
Bad news is I don't know what the spirit of spring or the heat of spring is.
Damn it.
But
I'm
it
glad
might
my
have
psychic connection worked though.
it came through, it didn't help us at all. Um but she did say the sword of wintertide houses the spirit of winter. And that there are multiple spirits of winter. That's a clue. I don't know exactly what to do with it, but
Okay, then we would need a spirit of summer, I guess.
yeah.
With my delightfully useful demonology,
Mhm.
am I aware of seasonal spirits? Are there?
Ooh, let's make a
That sounds like
roll.
spirit wise.
Is spirit wise a thing?
I don't,
I have sorcery wise, so if it's not for demonology.
You can use demonology. It's
how
fine.
about child rearing?
Identifying type of spirit? That is literally the ob one
Oh,
demonology.
What's up?
That was the best skill that you could have taken for this whole campaign.
Identifying a spirit type is ob 2. Okay, yes, but yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that with demonology.
Anybody want to help?
What's the ob?
Sure.
no.
Ob is 2. I have a 2 in demonology.
You can always be careful.
You want an astrology linked
I will
test?
fucking give dice.
Well,
Make them happen.
she might give you a dice out of your pool.
I mean, can I help with sorcery wise in the sense that I can just like identify elements that are used for sorcery? So I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely like earth, or that would be the only way I could help.
I don't think sorcery. I think demons are pretty separate from sorcery. It recommends ancient or obscure history, summoning, or doctrine. Like along
Can I help with
mildly religious.
artifact wise? For like thinking about other artifacts that use
Yeah.
spirits related to
Yes.
spirits.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna link test astrology with
Plus
obscure
1.
history forked in.
What's your obscure history fact?
That was a recommended link for demonology. But
Yeah, I know. I meant like, what's your fact?
What's my fact?
Yeah, if you're gonna use
what's the
obscure history,
obscure
you gotta tell me what the obscure history is.
My obscure history is a folklore that is actually true. But there did not used to be seasonal spirits, and then when the seasonal spirits did appear, they were destined to become stars.
Not
So
swords.
now in each of the
Which is why how it
quadrants,
connects
there's
to
different
astrology.
seasonal spirits, maybe. We'll see though.
The veracity of this will be soon tested.
There you go. Oh, 2 6s? No problem. That's great.
Spend that fate. Be like me.
Isn't astrology open ended?
There you go. 1 advantage.
Nice. And then I'm doing it carefully, and we've got help from Ada. Yeah?
Yep. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So astrology. Okay, I always confuse the help versus forking of astrology.
Yes. The forking die is open ended.
Yes.
And reverse open ended.
Oh.
But regular astrology, when you test it, can always be used as a link test, but it's not open.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, we did it.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. So spirits. Demons are just a type of spirit. They're a nefarious and tangentially religious spirit. But you know that there are the general concepts of the seasons, and they have little facets of their being that get put into different objects that sort of take on a life of their own, and those become spirits of insert season. So that checks out with what Ragaire said of like there is a spirit of winter inside of Wintertide, but there are also other spirits of winter. So that generally holds true for each of the 4 seasons.
Does is like would we also know how to identify a spirit of the season?
They're generally like, I mean, they're not super common, but they're generally like, you know, when you see it because it's not a mundane object. Like this rock from the tallest mountain was probably causing the mountain to be covered in snow. Like they take on a facet of the season and sort of manifest that in their
Continually manifest
yes.
that effect. Okay.
So it's
something that generates heat and or light associated with spring. Sounds like a forge, perhaps.
Or summer.
Or that circle
Or a literal
in,
hot spring.
or that circle where the snow melted
That's
over
what I
in
was
Lord
thinking.
Stravitt's
Oh
manor.
my god. Wow. Amazing. You people are geniuses. I completely forgot about that. Well, it sounds like that's where we need to go. Right?
I mean,
Maybe.
there are multiple, so
We've
we
been
don't
all over
necessarily have
Lord
to get that
Stravitt's
one.
house. We didn't see anything.
But we didn't know we were looking for a spirit. And we never positively identified why that
I thought we did
protective
identify
aura.
why.
We never did. We tried.
I thought it was
real
like
hard.
a summoning spell or magic. I
No,
mean,
we
it was definitely
never
magic, but-
found out. Where's this manor, Hochen?
Oh.
You guys never had me.
Adjacent to
That's
Hochen.
true. We didn't have wonderful children with us at the time.
Yeah.
So.
Wonderful children. Yeah. That's true. There was a very specific reason we were avoiding Hochen, aka the Duchess.
The Duchess is in Hochen?
She could be in
She
Hochen.
could be in Hochen.
She had just been
Lord Stravitt's
previously.
manor is not in Hochen.
Let's go back to close to Hochen.
Doug sees 2 personas slipping in waves.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 personas gone. I mean, I'm sure we will be back in Hoken soon enough. Why don't we just stop by Yuzon for a day?
Yuzon?
Since we're already here.
Kryshi.
Kryshi, sorry. And
I think
see
we'll have
if
to go to
there's anyone who knows anything valuable. Though I always say that, and it's always bitterly disappointing, generally. Except for you, Frederick. Thank you for your kind services.
Yeah, no problem.
But Ada, couldn't the Duchess be anywhere?
Theoretically.
Okay. Kryshi sounds good
Frederick.
You looking for the Duchess?
then.
No.
We're looking to not meet the Duchess.
We're looking to maybe meet the Duchess.
Only one of us here is looking to maybe meet the Duchess.
No.
Okay, so if we meet the Duchess, I will tell her that one of you wants to meet her and the other 3 are
Are
not.
good.
No,
Okay.
Frederick, we're not. You don't need to find the Duchess. It's okay.
It looks like you want to say
Ragaire
something
has
else,
lost
but
his
you
voice.
lost your voice.
Frederick.
It's the power of the song just robbed Ragaire of his voice for a moment.
I was communing with the astral.
Mm.
And when I got back, Frederick, I had this great idea. Are there any places in the surrounding area that are unnaturally warm or bright? I mean, you knew where this lunar oleander was. Do you know of any other unusual places in the
Any
woods?
hot springs?
I mean, there are hot spring. I wouldn't call them unusually warm.
But like extra, it would be like weird that they're there.
Oh,
In the
That
same
does
way that
not
the lunar
recall.
oleander is weird.
Oh, no, there's no. This was the only elf skeleton in the valley. No, I
That's
can't
probably a
think
good
of
thing.
any special hot spring. Nice hot spring. Okay, hot spring, yes.
What do you know about beaches? Have you seen
Beaches.
any beaches with waves in the
Like the tree? The tree
No.
moves in wind?
No, like big water with sand.
Oh, there's Lake Kryshi.
Lake Kryshi, you say?
Yeah, it's
Does it
big.
have waves?
It's frozen, so no.
Well, that's a shame. Is there
What if
sand?
we unfroze it?
You could get pickaxe, I guess, and it might take you some time.
I'll just fan little waves.
For the rest of eternity.
Ah. Okay, well, Kryshi has a beach. That's good to know.
Kryshi has a lake.
No beach on the lake?
I
said
don't know.
you don't know. Okay.
He's never been.
I've been to the lake, not been to town.
Okay, well, that's something to keep in mind.
Okay, are we going? You seem to wrap up in like 3 minutes, so
I know, I didn't.
It is also still the middle of the night, so we
Yes,
could
I
still
was-
camp.
okay. And then where? You seem want to go to Kryshi. This one wants to go meet Duchess and Hochen.
Well, we'll get to Hoken eventually, all in good time.
We're close to Kryshi. Let's go to Kryshi.
Can't hurt. And like you said, the Duchess could be anywhere. She might be in Kryshi.
might be in
Maybe you
Kryshi.
She
could
might
meet her
be
there.
right there. And he points into the woods.
We'd probably have heard Henry first.
Who is Henry?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, we sleep then.
Yes.
Nighty night.
Nighty night.
Sleep tight, Frederick. Sleep tight.
Love it. I'm gonna
Anything
find
overnight?
I'm gonna find a better situation for my bones
Okay.
than just holding them in my cave like this.
Okay, that's fair. Anything else?
Don't think so.
Okay. In the morning, you guys are headed to Kryshi then?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm looking for a beach.
Perfect. You keep your eyes out for a beach. You're in the middle of a snowy forest, so keep your eyes peeled. You go back to the road, so it takes another day, and then you rest, uneventful night, and then you head further down the road. It's like another day to Kryshi, but about maybe like 5 in the evening, maybe like 2 hours before you get to town. Frederick says, "Okay, this is close enough for me. You all can go ahead."
Frederick, why don't you want to go to Kryshi?
It's personal.
Well, what do you say to
is-
that?
Thank you for sharing that with us, Frederick. We understand.
Should we be worried before we go there, or is it just purely a personal choice?
No, it's purely personal issue.
Okay. Well,
Alright,
we'll give you
great.
some
Well, it was
space
great
to
meeting
work
you.
that out.
Okay,
We might
You
see you again
all-
in Yuzon. Who knows?
I hope you don't die, small elf. You,
I hope you don't die, big man.
so your bones would look nice under bush, I guess.
So would yours.
Thank you. Okay. He claps all 4 of your shoulders at once.
He's really a very talented man.
And he just turns around and starts jogging down the road.
I'll miss him.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go. Let's get in this town.
Perfect. Okay. So you head further down. You get to the uh you're still sort of going up. You start to follow like almost like a frozen river starts to join next to the road, and sort of goes together. Um then there is a like you come across a cliff almost. It's not like super tall, maybe like 50 feet. And you can see that there's a waterfall that is frozen. Then the road sort of goes up to the cliffs, and then there are stairs carved into the cliff. And up at the top, there is a like rather ornate looking manor that's sort of like built right on the cliffs, right next to the frozen waterfall. Right next to where the stairs come up on the top of the cliff. There is smoke coming out of the chimney, so it's not an abandoned
Who
building.
lives here?
Let me tell you,
I don't
Sarah,
know.
it is Sonia Antonov, the Countess of Kryshi. Probably.
Well, for an amnesiac, you sure know a lot.
Nope, that was me telling you what you should know.
Probably someone important at the very least. But that's quite a trek up the cliffside. I don't, is there a handrail for that, or is it just...
Yeah, it's like stairs carved, like a staircase carved into
Ah.
the cliff. It's not like
It's not a switchback?
it is a switchback, but it's like carved into it, not just straight through.
So you could still fall off.
It's 50 feet. Don't slip.
That'll kill people.
It's covered in snow.
Is that supposed to
Who's
make
in
it
charge
more or
of
less
this
deadly,
property?
Logan?
That means you
They
could
should have
land
salted
gently in the
these.
snow at the bottom.
It's not a overt death staircase, is what I'm hearing.
It's also fairly wide. It's probably like 10 feet wide.
This is a totally safe staircase. We said quick stopover in Kryshi, and we're gonna see the sights. So I'm walking up these stairs.
This woman knows how to travel.
She's just here.
She has
to
an
see the
itinerary
sights.
and she is sticking to it.
I mean, I guess we can say hello, but usually fancy nobles don't like random visitors.
What's the worst that could happen? I mean, we've gone into so many nobles' houses before, and nothing bad has ever happened.
I will clarify this. I guess it probably wasn't clear. The stairs are part of the road, and the road goes next to this manor, but the road continues. This is not stairs to the manor.
We're not
Got it.
It is
bypassing.
So we have
stairs
to
you would have to
go.
take to get to the
we
manor,
and
but it is
also
still the
Kryshi.
road. Correct.
Got it. Okay, so we have to go up these stairs anyway.
Yes.
It's a key piece of information.
Yes,
Okay,
I
let's go.
didn't specify.
We should have road-wise
Alley-oop?
our way out of it.
Okay.
Is it
Head
still
and-
road-wise if it's a stairwell?
No, actually, it has to be
Sean,
completely
you should
horizontal.
know. You should have known that I would have been denied a use of roadwise on a stairwell. I don't know what you were thinking.
I just like to pose the hypotheticals.
Okay, you guys climb this staircase. It gets rather windy and rather
Be quick,
chilly.
guys. We're at our most vulnerable. There's no roadwise to help us.
Who's first?
Me.
you don't slip. You get to the top of the staircase and sort of step on up so you can get a great look off of this cliff and at this manor and also at the unsnow covered ground. And you can see this village. There's no snow. It is quite warm. The lake is melted up until the frozen waterfall.
nice.
There's about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet of lake from the shore that's just not frozen. And then you can see it goes all the way around. And it's rather nice here in this Kryshi.
I'm gonna go back downstairs. I'm gonna be like, you know what, friends? This is not the city we need. Nope, nope. We need to go back to Hochen.
What are you talking? You wanted to go see the sights.
I seen them, and
And
we're
I
done
want to get away
here.
from the Duchess. Let's go.
If the Duchess is anywhere, she's gonna be here.
The Duchess is
Well,
anywhere.
how would
It's
you
where
know
we
that?
don't want her to be.
How would
She
I
can't
know
take a
that?
sled up these stairs.
Because I'm psychic.
You see deep grooves carved into the stair.
A specific hoof track.
There's a cargo elevator 50 feet down the road. It would be so silly for us not to go to Kryshi. We're right here. We should just go.
We're
And we're up
basically
the
up these
stairs.
stairs.
We're
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Up on we go.
As you all arrive up there, you
Upsy-daisy.
pass a threshold and it becomes rather toasty, maybe like 70 degrees.
Well, I don't think we needed to go to the manor anymore.
You look
Quite
around,
possibly
you can
not.
see Kryshi's not a small town. It's maybe like 3 times the size of Hochen. There's some smoke coming from chimneys. You can hear like laughter and talking. You can see people sort of milling about. It looks like a normal town.
Are
This is
there
lovely.
They always look
gardens,
normal.
farms, greenery, etc.?
There's greenery, there's plants, no farms that you can see.
Okay.
Maybe like off in the distance where it's still cold, maybe there's like a couple farms that are
Okay.
still frozen wastelands.
It's not a large enough area to be farmable.
Correct.
Are there waves?
So I guess so. You're at the top of the staircase. There is the manor immediately to your right. It's sort of like almost like the gate to this town, and then the actual town is maybe like another like 500 yards further down. The lake does have some gentle waves. There's only what I say, like 20 feet of melted lake, so there's some gentle.
Okay.
Where's
well-
the epicenter of this? I mean, is it
Yeah,
a clear
I think
circle
we should
of
find.
melted?
It's not like a geometric circle, but it's roughly circular. It's not like a. And this one's not a. What you saw at the manor was like a hard line of snow to no snow. This is like you can see it generally like snow has fallen in and melted, and like some of the stuff melts outside of it. It's like a softer boundary.
Is there a geologically identifiable reason for this? Is there a lava pool in the center of town?
Oh, you notice a volcano? No, there's
Yes.
nothing. No.
Okay. There's not like a ring of space
free-flowing
heaters.
lava.
That's
The
been set
smell
up.
of sulfur in the
Nope.
air.
Nope.
So this does seem supernatural.
Correct.
All right. Well, we need to figure out what this is about. So Wirt starts marching towards the town.
Can I make an obscure
yeah.
history test to know who lives in this manor?
Let's see. That would be Ob. And we'll say Ob 2.
Okay, I'm gonna fork in foreign history also. Is that okay?
Yes. Got 6. Yeah, I do it to others. Nope, no
The
idea.
real problem is
idea.
most of us don't get 6s normally.
She says, I don't know who lives here. And you all see her walk by a sign in the ground that says Antonov Estate.
I have no idea who that is, so.
Sonia
Uh,
Antonov, is that you?
Well, we could always talk to them later, I guess.
It would be rude not to introduce ourselves to the person in charge
it?
of the. Yes,
I mean, we're simple. We're peasants,
I'm not a peasant.
basically. You sure about that? How would you know?
I have a mark of nobility or something.
Oh, do you now?
She grew up in a castle.
Mark of privilege. That's what I have. Yeah, it would be rude not to introduce ourselves.
I mean, maybe she can explain what this weird geological formation is.
See, Ida, what you don't want is random people showing up to your town just like loitering. But if we introduce ourselves, we're not loitering, we're visiting. We're touring.
We're already visiting, technically, Hazel.
Currently,
Usually, every visitor
presently
does not introduce themselves to every single
loitering.
lord and lady of the land.
I mean, you do what you want, I guess.
I mean, no, I really want to watch the show, actually, so please feel free to go first. Sometimes we have to learn lessons firsthand, good or bad.
I'll go into this estate. Ragaire has no concept of nobility at all, so he's just kind of like,
Yes, you do.
I get to I get to deserve to be wherever I want to be. With humans, with elves, yes, he does. Humans, it's all very confusing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Ada
up.
will watch.
I'm gonna
Will
go up
walk
with
behind
Ragaire.
y'all, but
Knock on the
Okay.
door.
Okay.
I just
Knock on
want
the
you to
door.
know I now have a skeleton tied with a rope to my back.
Correct.
So
as in everyone can see the bones.
Yes.
I'm sure
Oh.
you have a backpack.
It's a lot of bones to fit in one backpack.
She was a slight elf. The bones are
I
slim.
have spoken. This is how it is.
The bones are 2D. Okay, you knock on the door. Some time passes and the door opens and you see like a grandmotherly figure. She says, "Oh, hello there. I don't know who you are."
Going to curtsy and I'll be like, "Hello, ma'am. My name is Hazel."
Oh, well, welcome to the Antonov Estate, Hazel, and friend,
Ragaire.
Ragaire. Pleasure to meet both of you. I'm the groundskeeper for this estate. Is the Countess expecting you?
No, we just wanted to come by and introduce ourselves, as is the custom when visiting a new land.
Ah, yes, the custom. We're preparing dinner. I guess I could prepare 2 more seats.
Having entered and been invited to dinner at another certain noble household that ended up being ruled by death magic and everything crumpled to dust. Any similarities to that situation at all?
Is this something you asked her?
What kind of weird death magic do you got going on in this house, lady?
No, I'm asking Logan, the GM.
Oh, well, I mean,
The
she
last
doesn't
time
have.
I was
She's
invited
not
to dinner.
hiding a book of death magic behind her back while you're speaking to
Yes,
her, but
I want to roll since I have
yes.
experienced firsthand that
Okay, yes, you
illusion.
can
I
roll.
I
would
mean,
like
she's
to-
not carrying a bunch of bones, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
I know,
So,
but
I
I'm
mean,
being
you might be the
open
death
about
death
magic.
magic.
Shut
Okay,
up. The bones are cool.
what would you like to roll?
Can I now roll sorcery wise?
Yeah.
to see if there's an illusion, if any of this is an illusion, yada yada. What op would you think that would be?
Um, so we'll call it an ob 2, and this is not detecting magic because you can't do that with sorcery wise, but this is sort of determining if there are like things that are like off-putting that would be related to
Yeah.
like sorcery, or like you notice some like patterns or something like that. But
Yeah.
yes, we'll call it ob 2.
Okay. Oh, come on, roll 20. You know when to do it?
Wow. Look at me completely forgetting to give you a consequence on this obscure history roll. You guys have not failed, so I just didn't remember I had to do that.
Woohoo!
Just leave
Darn.
that one in your back pocket.
Just
Sorcery wise. Yeah, you don't detect any like
no
oddities
signs
going
of
on.
sorcery.
You don't notice like a thick layer of dust that suddenly stops at the threshold to the house. You don't notice any like creepy cats named Dollfingers running around. Just seems pretty benign at the moment.
She was a beautiful and normal cat. I don't know what you're talking
She
about.
was also bones.
Does that extra bonus get me anything?
No.
Darn. All right. Sure.
She invites
Dinner
us.
sounds
Yeah.
lovely.
Oh, okay.
The last time I had dinner at somebody's house, it was bee soup, so I hope that this is better.
Oh no, we're having roasted fowl, and we're having a pumpkin soup, and we're having fresh peas as a salad, and some bread. And she's describing this whole setup as she's sort of taking you into the house.
I turn around and look at Ada and go,
It waves her hand.
As the door closes, you see the grandmotherly figure. No, she doesn't. Closes
I'm
the
betting
door.
you about 5 gold coins to get eaten by a witch.
She takes you all into the dining room, and you start to hear some conversation like as you get a little further into the house, and like you get into the dining room and you see a large table filled with like 20 women having dinner.
whoa.
And it
That's a
smells
lot of women.
great. You have not had or seen this much food, Ragaire, in your case, and like how long have you been in Hochen? That long, at least.
Ages.
Ages. It is like overflowing, this table. And everyone's like having a great time.
We've seen
The
that much food. It was just rotting outside
sorry,
in
it
a
was
pile.
rotting. Correct. This is the first unrotting food that you've seen in this much. And the woman goes, "We'll be having 2 more guests, Countess. They're comers to town, right? You all just got here.
Yeah, we just got here.
Oh, okay. I'll set the places. You guys can just wait here. I'll get your chairs." And she goes and she drags some chairs in from another room and sort of like shuffles some people over and seats you guys down at the table. You can sit down and have dinner if you'd like. You're not next to. It's pretty clear who Countess Antonov is. She's at the head of the table. Everyone else is sort of like arrayed around the table, and she's fairly well dressed. Everyone else looks like they're pretty commoners. And you're not next to her. You're sort of down where there was room. You sit down. People start asking you. They're like, "Well, you're a new face in town. We don't get many. You're so young, so pretty." Like they're just tired of you. Like, "Where did you come from? How did you go to? Like,
Funny
was the
story.
road?
There's the road.
How was the road?" Ragaire, no one speaks to you.
I had a feeling.
Make an observation, Ragaire. We'll call it ob 3.
Okay. Just one. Just one observation. Sure. Can I do it carefully? since no
Yeah.
one's talking to me and I have time?
You have plenty of time.
You said ob 3. Okay.
Mhm.
Great. Yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting there with my bones.
Sitting.
You're just sitting. You are sitting. No one's speaking to you. You haven't had this much food in a while, and you sort of forgot how to eat, and you end up knocking over a goblet of wine onto you, and then you like stand up, and your bones clatter to the ground behind, and like the entire room is like silent and sort of glares at you. And then the caretaker sort of comes up and she says, I think it would be best if you leave now. And she sort of like grabs the bones in you and sort of ushers you out of the house.
Do I have a choice in this matter, or can I? Do I have to? Is that like my consequence? I have
That's your
to.
consequence. You are being removed from the house. You could come right back in through a window if you would like, but
Stab them.
Yeah,
stab
you
them.
have
I
so many
could.
options.
I do. I truly do. No, I'm gonna go and get my swingy swing hammer girl and bring her in.
So so the lady is taking you, and she sort of like grabs your hand as you're leaving, and she pats you on the hand. She says, I think it'd be best if you left town. And then she
Oh, don't
slams the
worry
door in
about
your
that.
face.
Ada's still just looking at the outside.
I
Like,
have wine all over me.
Yep.
oh,
Ada, it's real
I
weird
think you
in
have
there.
wine on your bones.
The bones were thirsty. Thirsty bones. Don't ask questions. It's a thing. Okay. So
Okay.
first of all, they don't like either elves or men. I'm not sure which part of that is true. Or
Wait.
strangers.
Men
3
as in
variables.
humans or men as
Males.
in? Okay.
Because everybody in there was a girl. They really liked Hazel. Girls and human. And no.
There
I
were
was
three
the
things
only.
common to everyone in there. They were women, they were human, and they did not have skeletons on their backs. We cannot be sure what was wrong.
The causality of this is not quite determined yet.
Something set
Also,
them off
none
and
of
we
them
don't
had
know.
spilled wine on themselves yet.
I mean, I spilled wine and then they were really mean and they kicked me out of their party
Oh,
and they told me that I should leave town, but they liked Hazel better than
Oh,
me.
well, we're not going to listen to that. Why don't you go into town and see if you can find that
The epicenter of the
spring
spring phenomenon?
Yeah, maybe I have a feeling Kryshi's going to get much colder for a moment, at least.
Yeah, they have. I just don't think we should leave Hazel there all by herself. I
She's
mean,
a
you
grown
could.
woman. She made a decision.
She did. And she's surrounded by many other grown women who
Yeah,
were
so I've
very
got an
mean.
over under about like 2 hours. I've got 5 gold saying in 2 hours she's gonna be in an oven or a cauldron getting eaten. Wirt's got her down for about 4, I think. And so you want to get in on this? We're thinking you could go shorter, but I mean, we only got so much to play with right now.
Ada, I don't feel like you're taking this seriously.
Look. Ragaire, just be comforted by the fact that the wine that you spilled actually landed on you and wasn't illusory, or ancient, or actually dust, or demonic. It
That's
was real
true.
wine.
Well,
That's
it
true.
could still be demonic.
Well, I suppose that's fair.
And it wasn't poisoned tea, poisoned with the bark of a bale tree. The
Oh,
last
yeah.
food we ingested. You're right. It could be. It could be. It could be worse. They seemed like very nice women who just totally iced me out and didn't care that I existed or asked me about the bones on my back.
They might be perfectly nice and just a little bit racist.
Just a little bit. Well, I mean, the real thing is, it feels a little awkward to go back and knock and be like, hey, you got my friend in there. Can I eat with you? Or I can just drag Hazel out.
Well, I
I
think
don't
we should
think
give
Hazel
Hazel
will
time.
like the dragging.
Yes, we should give Hazel time to do some reconnaissance and whatever else she feels is necessary, and you might as well learn what we can from this group of women. But
Exactly. We're right here in case there's any horrible screams of torture or death. I mean,
yes.
we might be too late to get to her, but we'll be here.
Did they seem particularly violent, Ragaire, or just impolite?
Yeah, the old caretaker lady turned on me pretty fast and told me to leave town.
Or was she violent?
You
Not
have a
yet.
firm grip.
She
There
had
was
a firm hand.
grip. She meant business. You know when your mom looks at you and you know you're about to get in trouble if you do not do what she says? That was the level of like come to Jesus talk that she tried to give to me.
I see.
Is there a
Meanwhile,
window?
maybe
Are
you
there
need to come to
are there
Jesus.
windows?
Oh my god, all of you were talking at once. Okay, are there windows? Yes. What did you ask?
I just want to see how it's going.
You're having a nice
Can
dinner
I make a
with...
test?
Yeah.
My intent is for them to accept me. My test is court-wise, with etiquette and rhetoric thrown in. They're
Yeah.
asking me these questions, and I'm gonna tell them little flowery stories and like keep it real simple.
Okay. And your intent is for them to accept you?
Or
to?
like, yeah, that 2 is
to?
good. Yeah,
Perfect.
going
So,
great.
after Ragaire is escorted out, they all turn and look at you in unison and say, "So we're the beauty committee." They don't do that. They don't do that. You have a dinner. You are sprinkling in little stories. They're like, "Oh, you're a lady." Are you trying to make them like pretend or not pretend, but like be a noble?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, well, you're a lady. I didn't." One of them like, and they're like, "Did you hear? She's a lady." And like it sort of spreads around the table, and then like, it gets you can see it getting all the way around to Countess Antonov, and then she like looks at the person sitting next to her, whispers to her, points at you, and then the person gets up, goes around, and says, "The Countess requested that you go sit by her, and I'm supposed to sit where you were sitting."
Perfect.
Okay. Are you gonna take that, or can I have that? And she points to your wine cup. She
Should
brought hers
take
with
her.
her.
Oh, I'm gonna take mine then.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you guys trade these. And you sit down next to the Countess, and she says, "So I hear you're a noble. We don't have many of those in town.
No,
Tell me your story."
I'm
And we'll go on
traveling.
break as you have this conversation with her.
Perfect.
Okay, so we'll keep it to 10 exactly, and then we will be right back. And we're back. We're at a dinner party.
Well, some of us.
Some of you. So, Sonia sort of had just engaged you in conversation and was like, "So you're a lady. Tell me your story. What brings you here to Kryshi?"
I'm gonna tell her, say, well, as part of my schooling, my father has sent me on a trip to see the most rural parts of the land and understand the difficulty and the struggles that the people here go through.
Well, I mean, you could not have picked a better place. There's a lot a woman can accomplish here in this valley. Recently, there's been some vacancies. So, a noble woman had a sharp eye and a sharp wit. She might make a name for herself here.
Good to know. I've already been to the other two towns in the valley. They seem far less hospitable.
That's what happens when you let a man be in charge.
That's what I always say.
And then she just has a nice general conversation with you, unless you have a purpose of wanting to get any information out of her.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a nice dinner. Like, people are being kind. They're asking about you. They're active listening. They're adding thoughtful things to what you have to say. They're telling you stories about how they live in town. Like, it's a great town. There's a lot of food. They have, like, every night. The countess has a different group of people that have dinner with her. Um, and it's such a great honor for them. They just have nice pleasantries. Outside of dinner, what is happening?
Honestly, I think we're just kind of waiting for them to finish dinner, right? Like, kind of.
Ada might get bored at some point and decide to leave.
Well, Wirt's not going to leave.
Yeah, I feel like Ragaire is now just passively aggressively eating the dinner he swiped outside the window and watching.
Make her stealthy. Make an obtuse stealthy.
Of course.
Outside the window, is that what I just registered that part?
I mean, I don't think I'm directly in the line of sight. Like, I think I
We'll
can
see what your role says you are.
No, I get to decide. I'm in control here. Oh, obtuse stealthy, he says. I'm gonna be doing the thing. What else can I do? Nothing. Let's just make it fun.
Nice. So, you are eating outside this window, and I don't know, you're eating some peas, and they're in the pot, and they snap loudly, and you hear the groundskeeper. Her name is Dana. She's sitting, and you hear her ear, or you see her ear twitch, and she senses a disturbance, and she whips around to look out this window and glare at you, but you had judged it just in time, so you peeked below, and you're just now loudly eating underneath the window and bothering her.
Mortal
I
enemies.
peek back over.
She's back to the table, but she's like looking out all of the windows between every bite.
Can I hear a little bit of what they're saying since I'm so close?
Yeah. And so it's much the same. Like, you just hear a normal dinner party. Like, they're having a great time. Like, they're telling stories. Nothing unusual.
They're not like, I'm so glad my no good husband disappeared mysteriously in the night. I'm
No.
feeling fine.
No. No talk of husband.
Any talk of, oh my gosh, the weather has been so good lately. Thank goodness it's always summer here.
No talk of weather.
Oh, darn. Great. Well, I'm going to have my passive aggressive glory and just revel in that.
Okay.
I do want to ask them. Since she said there were vacancies, ask something along the lines of, if all of the women are in charge here, what jobs do the men have?
Do you
to suss out if
Mhm.
like they're all enslaved.
Okay.
That's
Are you
what-
going to be tactful when you ask this
yes,
question? Okay.
try to.
Maybe etiquette?
Yeah,
Make a roll?
sure.
We'll say 3. 2.
Okay.
2. They
Fork.
like you. 2.
Okay, thanks. I'll fork in court-wise and observation maybe to suss out like their reactions. And I do also want to fork in astrology, but I will wait for that one. But separately. Oh, astrology. Why you do this? Okay, nope.
Nope. They sort of you ask that. We'll play it. We'll play it out. So, in the conversation, you ask you ask Sonia, how do you ask this question?
So, Sonia, you said there's vacancies in power. I assume that those were the men that you kicked out. Where have they been? Gone?
So anyway, dessert, and she rings a little bell, and Dana's like, oh, and she sort of jumps up and she runs to the kitchen. She starts like clearing plates and bringing out like this nice like raspberry shortcake for dessert, and she just totally ignored your question.
Perfect. That's great.
Purposefully ignored your
Yes.
question. She in fact rung the bell in your face. Okay. So dinner is then wrapping up. Are you guys just waiting outside then, or did you want to do something while she was having dinner?
No, it is gonna find the thing.
What?
Find that the thing.
The thing.
The thing?
The spirit
thing.
of
There's only
spring,
one
summer?
thing that matters in this town, and she's gonna find it.
Okay, how are you gonna do that?
She's gonna walk into the center of town.
Okay, we'll need a roll of something.
She's gonna walk into town and she's gonna see, are there people out and about?
Yep, there's people milling
What's
about. They're like, "Oh, how do you
the
do?"
situation?
They're like,
Hey,
"Oh,
hello.
you look so warm. Did you just come into town? Please, we're having dinner. Do you want to come dine with us?" And then someone across the road is like, "No, we're having a better dinner. Come dine with us." And like suddenly you start a little like fight over who's gonna have you for dinner.
Oh. Is it
I
all
can
women?
solve this problem real quick.
Nary a man in sight.
Ladies, please. There's no need to fight. I can eat at least 2 dinners, I promise you that. But more importantly, I will be happy to eat dinner with whoever can help me with a little question and a quandary that I have.
Yeah, you have both of their attentions.
Okay. It's just the 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 weather here is so nice. We'd been traveling for a while and it was so cold, but now between your hospitality and the temperature of this very specific circular location, I'm feeling overheated almost. What could possibly be providing such a blessing to this town?
What would you like to roll to gather this information from these women?
I want to roll persuasion
Okay.
with haggling
Okay.
because as I kind of played them off against each other,
Mhm.
and then we'll throw in a little we'll throw in a little tall tale in there, and Ada will go. I once heard of a place where it was a village of all men who had this
They
wondrous
under their breath.
artifact. this wondrous artifact, a crystal that had captured sort of the heat a volcano, the temperature of the earth itself, and they kept them warm. But I mean, that's so trite, and masculine. You wouldn't need something like that.
Ob 3.
Ob 3. Okay, so I persuaded. I used haggling. I used tall tale teller, which is one of my traits. And then also what I just told was obviously a blatant lie. So I will take 3 for that. Can I get an advantage because I'm a woman?
No, you don't have disadvantage.
Great. Said 3, correct?
Yeah.
Oh.
What? If I roll a fate for that, can I get extras?
Sure.
What was that roll? Jesus. Oh gosh, that was not 9. Wow. Well, they'll never be this lucky again, but okay, 3 dice. Ugh, only 1
Ugh,
extra success. Dang.
okay. That's fine. It's only 4 over. Okay, so you asked them about the weather.
I asked them what could be causing such good weather specifically.
Yes. Okay. So, one of them says, "It's springtime. Why wouldn't it be nice?" And the other's like a little more receptive to your question. You can tell, and she says, "It's springtime, yes, but it is winter elsewhere. We are just blessed in this town with a little bit of springtime, I guess, and it's just something Lord Tudum has given us, and we've just been blessed with that. It's
Okay,
rather frosty out there."
It is quite frosty. Well, and Ada starts wandering over to the one who gave a little extra information. She says, "Well, I would be happy to have dinner with you for a moment
She
and
says,
continue our
"If you
conversation."
okay," so she brings you in for dinner then. She's pleasant, having nice conversations, and she's introduces herself. She's like, we'll say, a wise woman here in town. I'm also one of the priestesses of Tudum, so it's sort of my job to be. I keep up the shrine in the center of town. And
There's a shrine.
yes, there's a shrine to
Excellent.
Tudum in the town. We don't have a big church, or I hear there's an abbey somewhere. It's too big of a building. It's a small shrine.
Well, I've heard you can put them underwater sometimes and they take up less space. So, I mean, you
What?
do have a lake.
Oh, yes, I guess we do have a lake here.
Well,
If you'd like to pay your respects to Tudum, I could take you there after dinner.
I would love to pay respects to Tudum. I'm a highly, highly devout woman of a follower
I knew that
of
about you. I
Tudum.
could tell just by looking at you.
Yep. And so this shrine, I mean, I'm surprised, Lady Anatov,
Antonov?
Antonova, Arkansas, Lady Arkansas has not seen fit to build a more reputable temple, even to Tudum.
Oh, Tudum doesn't ask for much. It's the temple is the people, and we built the shrine.
You're
For
the
our-
egalitarian type of followers. I see. Okay.
Tudum
Well,
doesn't require big buildings and blood rituals and crowns and purity rituals. No, none of that.
oh yes, exactly. That's true. Tudum has always been a man of the people. A
Keyword
man.
being man.
A male deity.
It's up for debate.
Okay. You're right. It is debatable. Ada might need a pause to think about any other questions for this woman.
Okay, perfect.
anybody
We
else
will
wants to do
hop back
something.
over. Brother Wirt and Ragaire, you guys are outside of dinner.
Is there anything else, anybody else coming and going, like, from this house, like, while we're watching?
No, not while you're watching. Like, you can see there's people in town, but you're like, what, 500 yards down the road? So unless someone was going to the manor, they would have no real reason to come down this way, and just that hasn't happened during dinner.
Okay. And we have not seen a single male of any race
Correct.
yet.
I mean, Wirt's not really gonna question the matriarchal society going on here. He's just gonna kind of wait for Hazel to be done with dinner. Just kind of chill in the cold.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about Brother Wirt because I do not feel like good things have happened to males in the vicinity. So I feel like I won't leave him. I'll stay.
Men stick together.
Stick together and we'll wait for
Men
Hazel.
together, strong.
Stronger.
Bundle Wirt up, and he can go babushka mode.
Pad him
Oh.
with his
Pad him out.
scarves.
Yeah. It's a little lumpy, but that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, you can hear dinner wrapping up on the inside. So inside you have dessert, and then like you get the sense that the thing is now over. Like some people are getting up to leave. Like, are you going to just leave with them, or do you have something else you want to do before you go outside?
No, I'll leave with them. That's fine.
Okay, perfect. So you guys sort of mingle out as a gaggle, and leave. The countess sort of wishes you all well, and she's like, "A lovely dinner as always, please. Well, I hope to see you all again if you are chosen to have dinner with us again. But until then, bye." And then everyone leaves. Dana's like already clearing the table. You guys sit. You two, are you just like out front? Are you still hiding under a window? Like, are you going to be seen by this group leaving?
I'm gonna follow Brother Wirt's lead. So if Brother Wirt wants to be seen, then I'm gonna stick with him.
Yeah, I don't think Wirt is being sneaky, but he's not being conspicuous either. You might call
Okay.
it inconspicuous.
Roll an ob 2 inconspicuous.
We did
Nice.
it.
Perfect. So you suggest turn around and they walk right behind you. But some people see Ragaire and they sort of like cut under their breath at him. It's like, I heard that he stole those bones. And that sounds like, I heard he's a monster and he chews on those bones for dinner. That's why he had to leave, because he wanted to eat those bones. And they're just starting
They
to
can believe that.
trash talk you
I'll
right
let
in
that
front of your
happen.
face.
It's
And
just so
then-
silly because they were in the room when you were escorted out. They know exactly what happened.
You would think that, Brother Wirt.
And then you see Hazel at the end of this group. Hazel, you see your friends. One of them's turned around and one of them is just standing there.
Gonna to Ragaire and spook Brother Wirt.
Okay, I would like to roll observation just to listen to what's
Versus
happening around me.
stealthy versus observation.
She's spoken.
He spooks him. He jumps off the cliff. Brother Wirt dies at the base of the cliff.
Spook him with white fire.
Yike.
That'll spook the bones right out of you. That'll we'll have gone over our bone limit. We cannot do that.
Oh,
Abby, are you rolling?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
She rolled. Are you rolling?
Just went through.
Oh, there it is. It just popped up for me. Do
2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah, I'm learning it.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. I'm okay with that. Base ob 2. I did it.
You
Yay.
hear her crunching in the snow.
Yep.
And then she shocks you with white fire. It's like one of those hand buzzers, but it's
Yeah.
lightning. She pretends to spook you. She's not very good at it.
Wirt doesn't really play along.
They don't call him cool uncle for nothing.
Hazel,
What?
what?
That
what
was
did
so
you-
cool how you got kicked out of that party. I've never seen that happen before.
I've never seen that happen before either.
So
And
cool.
now people don't like me in the bones. I don't
think
understand
that
why.
any males are liked in this town. I think they might all be dead. That's what I think.
Ah. Yeah, that I don't know if you heard the groundskeeper, but she told me to get out of town when she grabbed me in.
Yeah, because your life is in danger.
But why? Why do
They hate men. They're like, yeah, women power, which I can get behind. But I don't think you should kill a man.
death is not the answer? Where Well, Ada went into town.
Okay, well that's fine because Ada's a woman. We should not be here. Well, you should not be here.
But now I kind of want to be here just to see what they do.
Well, you're probably sneaky enough that you could get away. But I think Brother Wirt's life is in danger.
I mean, if a man of another race can show up at the Countess's manor and not be executed, simply be rather curtly escorted off the premise.
I think
we're
that they-
fine
And
to
threatened.
be
And
here.
then threatened.
I think that they assumed that Ragaire was my manservant, and that eventually they would turn me so that I would kill him.
Well, how about
Well, that
you
seems
just
to be a real dramatic thought.
You weren't there.
Crafted completely in her mind. She's sharpening a knife right now.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go back to that lunar oleander.
And a lunar oleander grew outside of the countess's house.
Look, I can go check on Ada, but you at least don't be on this road. I guess I don't know.
I mean, what counts as out of town? We didn't even pass through the gate yet.
That's true.
So I would think that us being in your charge would be sufficient for the townsfolk, right?
Until they turn me and I kill you.
Well, just don't be turned by them. I don't understand your line of thinking here. Choose to not kill us, please, Hazel.
Abby's characters famously not turned, not turnable.
Unturnable. Okay, I mean, just don't.
May
say
we
I-
never speak of the beauty committee again.
Don't say I didn't warn you. That's all I'm saying.
At the first sign of danger, we will run. How does that sound?
We'll
Running
kill
won't get
you
very
first.
far. I don't know whether you will.
I love this.
Connor is conflicted.
Ragaire's gonna be like, we gotta. I just gotta know. We have to see more, and we have to figure out about this whole perpetual summer spring thing.
Well, that's fine.
Let's find Ada.
Yeah, why don't you
Yes.
guys go find Ada, and I will also try to find Ada, and then I'll come find you once I find Ada, because I'm gonna find her first.
This is not supporting the whole not being turned in our absence.
Yes. I think safety in numbers, yes.
But I've been working on this really cool thing, and I want to do it, but Frederick the bear stopped me from doing it earlier.
What really cool thing?
It's a secret.
Will it help you
You're
find
going to
Ada?
summon a demon. By
Yeah, it'll help me find Ada if I can do it.
It's that simple.
Okay, well, I mean,
I would like to find somewhere inside to wait.
Okay, well, we can go into the town and try to find Ada normally. That's fine.
and then if we don't find her, you can do the thing, the
Yeah,
secret
the
thing,
really
and we'll
cool
turn
secret thing, yeah.
around. Yeah, we'll close our eyes.
Well, yes, cover our ears and you do whatever it is
Okay,
that you
okay,
think
okay.
you need to do.
Yeah.
Cool. So we set off down the road.
Perfect. Connor, roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy.
You got this.
It's a 2.
2. Yes. Everyone sees you coming and they shut their doors as you walk by. Like, people see you, shuffle off the street, and then close their doors. It's like you have an
Even
aura.
even though my previous inconspicuous roll was a 4.
Yeah.
What? All right.
Can we tell who they're looking at when they can we see that they're like
You two.
it's just us two that are causing people to like scuttle off and shut their doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, whew, great. Glad it's not an elf thing.
Mhm.
So you guys wander around, not finding Ada, who's currently inside of a shut door,
Mhm.
having a dinner.
Okay.
We will
Yeah.
hop right back to Ada. Did you figure out anything else you wanted to ask this lady?
yeah, I
Okay.
got some questiones. So I'm enjoying this lovely meal. I'm sure. What is this woman's name again?
This
Did we
name,
say?
Olya.
Olia. Okay. Okay, Olia. um, just wonderful food, Olia. I appreciate it so much. And I'm sure this town seems to be flourishing. The faith in Tudum is flourishing, all because of Countess Anastasia. So I was just curious, what does she, I mean, she takes care of the area and stuff, but I mean, where is she from? How long has she been here? I know nothing. I would love to meet this
Oh,
woman who has created a haven.
She is just great. After when winter came and all the crops failed and it was a dark, dark time, she saw us through that after the men could not provide for us anymore. She's done great in their place.
And let's keep following the thread of that story. The men failed you, which not surprising. I've been failed by men many times, in many ways, honey. Trust me. So, but what happened? I know it's a dark time. It might be
Well,
hard to
when
talk about, but
no, my husband was one of them. They went into the woods to try to find food, and one by one they did not come back.
oh, and you you're not worried. Okay, and
No,
your husband, you
they
don't
were
care about
obviously a
the
failure, and
husband.
they could not provide for me or this town. But
That
the
is
countess,
true. Was
countess,
it an arranged marriage?
no,
Okay, just double checking. So
no, we were
no graveyards, no burial
no,
for the
they
dead.
couldn't even die properly.
Ugh, they could not
God.
die properly. Useless as always.
How did they die if not properly?
Well, and when how long has the countess been here?
Oh,
She was here even when the men were here.
oh, yeah, she's been here for some time. Decades, couple, maybe
Decades
3.
even. Yeah. Oh, and then so it was during the long winter that spring came to the area again due to
No,
the
it was always warm here.
Oh. Oh,
It
okay.
was the crops that failed outside.
Mm. Then I mean, is the Countess providing all of this food?
Yes.
Oh, wow, she must have quite the
Yeah, she
storage.
must have a lot. She must have a state somewhere providing it.
Ada surreptitiously stops eating the food.
Hey?
Unless it's like vegetarian.
Soylent Green is people.
This could be demonic food or people or something. She's just had bad experiences.
It's men.
Yeah, who cares about eating them up? Okay, so it's always been spring here. And gosh, that the power of spring just flows from the Countess, or
No,
is
like I said,
there?
Tudum gives us that, not the Countess.
Oh,
She's not that
oh,
powerful.
but I mean, she's a faithful of Tudum,
Yes,
correct?
I think her
Of
faith is
course.
what had Lord Tudum bless us
Yes,
all
yes.
that time ago.
Oh, is the shrine? Many times I visited, they usually have some sort of artifact or something for the shrine. Does the shrine have any, a holy artifact or anything that
No,
helps?
it's like a nice little shrine. There's a pond.
Oh, a pond. Okay, well, I'm very excited to see it. And this almost slipped my mind, but we had an old friend who was on their way to visit your lovely town. His name was Popov. And I think he had a companion, a lady knight with him. Does that ring a bell?
Roll a d6.
Popov may have had an extra person inside of him, unbeknownst to us, but it may have been a 2-for-1 deal.
No, she says. No, you're the only visitors we've had in some time.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm glad we've been able to make it. And actually, surprisingly, I was traveling with about 3 other people, and I hate to impinge on your hospitality, but we would greatly appreciate a place to stay, even if it's just the
Oh,
floor.
yes, that would not be a problem at all.
Of course, thank you. I'm gonna need
After
a binding contract on that before you learn
I
who the
have a
rest of my
couple.
companions are.
No, I have a couple empty rooms after, my husband and then my 3 sons. It's really rather empty now.
Well, how serendipitous. I think we're such good friends who have traveled together in close company for so long. I think we can all fit in one secure room.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. They're not here now. We're done with dinner. Would you like to go to the shrine now or before I meet your friends and perhaps irreparably ruin this relationship?
Let's go to the shrine now.
I love the idea. Okay. You guys will leave, head to the center of town. It is sort of like a stone uh gazebo almost. It's like a round structure, like with just pillars holding up a roof, but like you can see through the whole building. And it's probably like 10 feet wide. But there's no like floor to the gazebo. It's just like dug in a little bit, and then there's like this tranquil little pond. Um, like just a pond. There's like no fancy anything. There's like some nice shrubbery. There's like a nice lily pad and a flower in the pond. Maybe there's a frog. There's no like
I'm like looking at that
sword
stuff like, are
that says
you
like
emitting bright light and heat? Or
no,
like,
it all look. I mean, it's rather toasty here.
It does seem warmer,
It
maybe?
does seem noticeably warmer at the gazebo. But no, there's nothing that's like radiating a beacon of light, and Tudum's blessing be upon it.
Tudum can bless someone else because there ain't no Tudum in this town, I guarantee it. Okay, well, this, is a beautiful little shrine. I would love to say a little prayer. Can I do like a perception check or something to see if there's anything hidden? Like
Like in the pond.
yeah, in the pond, or like if I get a hint that there's like a deeper structure somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Call it ob 3 perception.
The 3. Okay, I'll do it carefully because I'm gonna give a prayer, and during that prayer, I'm gonna be like pretending my eyes are closed and kind of like, "Ugh, ugh." What's around and about. And let's see. Do I want to? I can afford a persona. Let's see. So help from that persona 3. Oh my god. 2 6s though. I'll spend a fate to reroll those. Remaining op 1. 2 dice. Oh my gosh. Rubbish.
Lord.
So I think at this time you are saying your prayer to Tudum, and the other group sort of enters the square where the gazebo
Ada!
is. Yeah, and Ragaire starts yelling your name and like waving at you. And
Ada's like, oh Lord Tudum, help me now.
oh, he's like,
that one's a real prayer.
He says, do you know that person?
Oh, yes, Olia, that's why I wanted a blood contract requiring us to be able to sleep in your house. Because
Oh,
these are my friends.
I
I think you've
think
heard of
there's been a
Hazel.
mistake.
No,
Hazel, yes.
there's no mistake. Ada's like
It was lovely
staring her
meeting you.
down.
That's
Yeah, I'm
I
excited to stay in your house tonight.
am suddenly feeling unwell, and she
We'll take care
goes
of you
to
while you're
leave.
sick.
One of our friends is a great healer.
Your
It's not worth
consequences,
fighting
she
this battle. I
rescinds
know.
your invite.
I could break that door down if I wanted.
That's still not an invite. That's
Yeah.
called breaking and entering.
Who cares?
What? You guys are now alone.
We can just
at the
squat in her
gazebo.
house. She has all those rooms available. We'll just
We'll get squatters' rights eventually.
Mhm.
Okay, well, this is a weird town. Apparently, they just let all their men die in the forest.
I
the winter
told you.
And
Well, is Hazel, at least we're not in the forest. That's where the men die. We're here. They're just mean to us here.
Yeah.
probably Lady Aristotle, like, is connected to a demon or something. Because she's the reason they're. Well, no. Somehow she got a spirit. But the spirit has also been here for a long time. I don't know. Something's weird.
And what's this place?
It's obviously a shrine to Tudum. Your elf eyes would not know that. I don't know if we've yet to ever really convey religion to you effectively.
I am piecing together things, and none of them are correct.
Yes. There we go. That's the truth.
I've cobbled together some ideas of what it is, but I'm like, it involves, instead of singing like elves do, you talk out loud. And that's
Ragaire's
how
writing a book on human religions.
it's an anthropological text that is totally incorrect. So what
It
were you?
does.
What were you doing before we came?
I was having a lovely conversation with a woman who apparently is a I don't know. Anyways, it does feel warmer here, which is what's important because we need that spirit, and then we need to alley-oop our way out of here before they realize we've stolen it. Somehow the countess is also providing abnormal amounts of food. The woman I was talking to said the fields froze. So maybe don't eat anything else unless it's I'm sure there are demon vegetables. So
It seems strange to me that it's the opposite of Yuzon. There's an abundance of food, and no one is suspicious of it. Whereas in Yuzon, there was a great disdain for the food that they had. It seems like these two things must be related in some way.
poetic food
Yeah, where's
irony,
God's
I don't
Amira
know.
Vesely?
I asked about Popov and a lady knight, and my hostess did not remember them. Could have been lying, or she could just be dumb, or they never made it here. I don't know. I mean, we could go into
Not
the
that
forest.
she doesn't know, but she's lying or dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
they all
there's
seem to
no
notice
reason
that
to
we're
view her
here.
favorably right now. It could be worth investigating the forest to see what happened there, or but really, I don't care. We need this spirit, and we need to leave and get back to the forge. So I think
Brother Wirt, how do you find a spirit? You're our spirit expert.
Well, if we go to the shrine to Tudum, can we
we're at it.
perform a demonology check of some kind to identify a stone in the bottom of the pond that's got a fire spirit in it?
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh.
Faith roll.
Yes. When the way is lost, the priest may ask to know the right path. This prayer can be used in a more metaphorical sense. I would like to pray for the lady to lead us to a spirit of warmth.
Okay. 5.
Oh boy.
I'm 5.
I know he was very excited. That's top
Right.
5.
I was gonna say he looks so confident, but I feel like I remember that one being hard.
It's always odd 5. It's the only thing that's worth anything.
And we can't help you on faith, can we?
Actually, you can't. Where do advanced stats? 3 difficult and 1 challenging. Ooh, so really, I don't even want to do this.
Need challenging.
I want to pray for inspiration.
Oh, okay. 7.
I guess you have the persona to do some heavy lifting.
Oh god.
7. That was a big jump.
It is, because 6 is only consecration. I guess I could consecrate the area against spirits, but I don't know if that helps us
That
or not.
doesn't help you really.
Yeah,
I think
doesn't help us gather a spirit.
it helps you make a spirit not be in this area. Where?
Yeah.
Who knows? But not
Just
here.
the opposite of what we want.
Just consecrate everything except for 1 foot
Ooh,
radius.
drive it into
Yeah.
something.
Consecrate the
It has to be
anti
there.
area of the pond.
So it flops into existence right in front of us.
I think the real question is, are there any gates for me to do Air of Gates?
Ooh.
How
Ada's like-
litigious does Air of Gates have to be?
I thought for sure you were gonna Air of Gates the Countess's house, so I had been preparing the riddle for that for
Oh my God.
months, and then you just
Just
It's
walk
because
straight
Air
in.
of Gates is almost always useless.
Logan, do you want to tell us the Air of Gates riddle?
No, she can still go back and do it if she wants.
Damn. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna pray for inspiration.
Perfect. I have a
Oh my
fun.
gosh.
I had a fun way to give you the correct information on guidance, and I have a fun thing that's going to happen if you fail on inspiration.
The priest may call upon his deity for
I'm glad
revelation
it's
or
fun.
knowledge.
Take some steps
is a-
back.
This is a dangerous prayer because divinity knows much and will often reveal that which the priest did not intend to learn.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Gonna help and advantages?
Don't you have to succeed?
Yes, that's the whole problem.
Help and advantages? No
Whole
help.
problem.
But we don't have anything at all from one Miss Hazel? Nothing she could do to help us?
I can
She
hinder
doesn't
you.
have. She doesn't have faith.
I thought she was...
She has an advantage if you cast faith on her.
Oh, okay.
I can do a linked astrology test. It's not worth
Yes.
it. No,
Can I
you don't want
interest you in a linked astrology?
What do you mean
test?
it's not worth it?
I only have 4 astrology, and it has to be versus odd 7.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. It's all me. That's fine. Arthur dice 3.
Perfect.
Base ob 7.
Do you have a deed? No, you don't.
So bad.
Why
It's
is
like
this
not
so
even close.
Oh my god, I'm gonna spend a fate.
Oh,
Reroll
okay.
the traitor.
It's bound to happen at some point. Just 4 successes on one
Remaining
It's
table.
at
off.
least make the consequence
4.
slightly less bad.
Yes, exactly. Dice 1. 1 success.
There you
got
go.
Success, nice.
4 out of 7.
hmm
Jesus fucking Christ, why do I even bother?
Oh, this is gonna be so
Okay.
fun.
So, in this holy place of Tudum, you call out to a different deity.
Mhm.
And you ask for what? You ask for...
The deliverance of a spirit of spring. Heat. Warmth, summer.
You ask for the delivery of a spirit of heat, warmth, summer. As Brother Wirt is sitting in front of this pond, the pond shimmers and then ignites into flame,
Ooh.
which starts roaring up. And then the pagoda catches fire. Or the
Isn't it
It's
stone?
a stone pagoda.
the stone pagoda has
Hold
now
on,
fire on it.
hold on.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
were Sean, we were okay with the water being on fire, but not the stone.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay, continue.
it's totally
Logan.
fine.
The water shimmered and then it was on fire. The stone
Mm.
was just suddenly on fire.
Yes. Yes. So now this whole place is on fire.
Mhm.
And
Let it burn.
spreading
Sounds great.
because there's no snow on the ground, so there's plants that are catching fire. You standing there before you... I guess you don't have to leave, but there's now... You're going to be on fire in a hot second. You notice the lily that was in the middle of the pond. Totally unaffected by fire.
Oh, wow. Look at that, guys.
And then
found
that
us a
is where we'll
flower.
call it for the night, as you are engulfed in fire.
Oh, God.
Something
It is
has to burn.
fireproof. That's a secret they don't tell you about blacksmiths, but they learn
Ooh,
how to
okay.
become fireproof.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice.
having kitchen hands.
Yeah, exactly.
You just cannot make it easy for me, Connor. You just roll faith, fail faith every time.
Yeah, I know. It's very predictable and it works every time.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that is it for tonight. What are we doing next week, Sarah?
We are going to celebrate the great game called Things from the Flood, where everything makes sense, all realities are one, and robots are good.
Do we
And
have
there's
a
a
current
woman in a
mystery?
tentacle prison.
I don't
Do
think
you
so.
have a current mystery?
We're starting
You
a new
just
one.
finished one.
Yeah. Fun.
So that'll be next week. And then in 2 weeks, Brother Wirt is on fire. So
That boy is on fire.
That priest is on fire.
okay. Well, we will do Artha off camera as always. And we'll see you next week. Bye.